You're dealing with corporate entities and you're dealing with their branding, you need to be careful how you apply their brand colors. You cannot assume that red is red or blue is blue. Like Airtel red is different from McDonald's red. First Bank blue is different from Facebook blue. So I'll tell you about this event that we did when I was working at my former company. It was a corporate event. It was a 4-day event. It was for about 1,000 people for each day. And one thing you need to understand about corporates, they're very, very big on their branding. So at this particular event, I was a project lead, and I honestly thought everything was going perfectly well. On the day of setup, we started putting up the banners and everything. We practically put up all the banners, and I was pretty excited. So I sent pictures to my boss saying, "Look at the amazing job we're doing." And then she responded and said, "Kunmi, these are not the client's colors." And I'm thinking, what do you mean these are not the client's colors? This is blue, blue is blue. Yellow is yellow. I mean, what do you mean these are not the client's colors? And as a matter of fact, that was the first time that I realized that I, Kunmi Ariyo, I am colorblind. And what I picked up from that event was when you're dealing with corporate entities and you're dealing with their branding, you need to be careful how you apply their brand colors. You cannot assume that red is red or blue is blue. Like Airtel red is different from McDonald's red. First Bank blue is different from Facebook blue. Yeah, and ideally, the companies are supposed to give you the Pantones for the colors that they use, or they give you their brand book that has all the detailing from their colors to how those colors can be used. For example, some companies will tell you you can't put our logo on a busy background, or if it's a black background, you use this version of the logo. If it's a white background, you use this other version of the logo. You need to understand those things when you're dealing with brands, and you need to be extremely, extremely careful, because with corporates, it is all about branding and brand perception. Second thing that happened at this event. So I was a project lead, and I was typically meant to lead the event and assign responsibilities to my other colleagues. And I had assigned some responsibility, but I realized that I kept taking the lead and I kept doing everything. So if there was an issue with catering, I'd step in and do it. If there's an issue with production, I'd step in and do it. If there's an issue with branding, I'd step in and do it. And on the day of the event, I realized that when there was an issue, nobody was calling my clients, but everybody kept pulling me to do this. Kunmi, come and sort this. Kunmi, come and sort that. And at the end of the day, I was extremely overwhelmed. What that taught me was you need to learn the art of delegation. You need to learn how to delegate. And while you are delegating, you need to learn not to be a micromanager when you're delegating. You should delegate. And when you're delegating, you should also realize that you're not abjugating. You're not dumping the responsibility. You are delegating and you are overseeing the responsibility. That is your job as a project lead. That is your job as a manager. You need to be able to delegate and monitor what the people are doing, so that this can free you up to have a bird's eye view, an eagle eye view of the entire event. So you can spot things before they happen and you can step in. Not a case of you running around like a headless chicken, so to speak, and you're doing everything. You're the jack of all trades and master of none. So those are the two things that I learned at this particular event, and I hope they help you in some way.
Mirrors events, unforgettable moments seamlessly delivered.